This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 49. Unleash your inner Hasselhoff for greater riches by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com.
Get ready to maximize your potential with Optimal Living Daily, the podcast that brings you the best in personal development and productivity every day of the week. Your optimal life awaits. Now here's your host, Justin Malik.
Hello, Life Optimizers. Welcome to Old, that is Optimal Living Daily, where I read to you from some amazing blogs, with their permission, of course. And welcome to Financial Friday. I'm not sure if that's a permanent feature yet for every week, but it works for today, so let's go with it. On Monday's episode, I asked you for some ideas for what certain days of the week should be associated with, and I got some great suggestions on Twitter, like Wealthy Wednesday or Wellness Wednesday, Time Management Tuesday, Fitness Friday, and Financial Friday was one of those too. And since I'm due to read a post from Mr. Money Mustache, I thought I'd go with Financial Friday for today's episode. And since we're talking finance, if you join my weekly newsletter, you'll get a couple of cool finance-related gifts from me, one of which comes with a free video tutorial that I made just for you. It's really easy to join. Just text the word optimal to the number 44222. And if you're already subscribed through my website, you don't have to text. It's all the same. But if you haven't joined my weekly newsletter yet, just text optimal to 44222. But back to today's show, I have a post from Mr. Money Mustache that might modify your perspective on work and where you live and some other stuff. I really liked the article and thought you'd benefit from it too. And if you'd like to learn more about Mr. Mustache, I'd recommend checking out episode 23, and you can find out how he managed to retire at age 30 and start his blog. But for now, let's start optimizing your life. Unleash your inner Hasselhoff for greater riches by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. Quote, I drive a pickup truck because it's comfortable and sometimes I need to haul things on the weekend. Quote, there's nothing in the fridge right now, so let's just go out for dinner. Quote, I've read that Mr. Money Mustache claims to save $94,432 every 10 years by riding a bike, but I don't have a bike, so that's not an option for me. Quote, it would be nice not to have to drive an hour to work, but it's just so much hassle to move to a new house. Unquote. Whenever I hear people explaining some of the biggest expenses of their lives, they're usually expressed in terms of emotions, hassle, and fear of the unknown. They are afraid of making changes in their lives because they are imagining a great tsunami of pain and inconvenience washing over them as soon as they try to change the status quo. Oh no, I can't deal with the hassle. My life is already hard enough. But guess what? You're already in the tsunami, sucker. How much hassle is it to get up uncomfortably early every morning, rush through breakfast, drive on a crowded and or slushy road, stare out the office window as day after beautiful day slips by, and maybe miss out on bringing up your own children because you and your spouse both work full-time jobs? So you're already an expert at dealing with hassle. You do it every day, and the reason you do it is for money. If you have a job that you keep mostly because you need the money, you are a professional hassle manager. Let's invent a slick new word for it. You are a Hasselhoff. As a Hasselhoff, you should probably start looking around at who will pay you the most for putting up with hassle. Right now, perhaps you make $60,000 per year, which is $28.84 per hour. After all taxes, let's say that is about $22 per hour. You can advance to a better job, but maybe there are some other ways to use your time where you'll get paid even more. What about the pickup truck owner at the top of this article? He has a 2005 Ford F-150. He drives it to work, as well as using it for weekend hauling and even road trips. But in truth, the truck is only loaded up with so much stuff that it wouldn't fit into a good hatchback car about 4 times per year. He drives 15,000 miles per year at an average of 17 miles per gallon. This costs him $3,300 in fuel. If Mr. Pickup could grow a bit of a money mustache and switch to a normal 5-passenger car that got 32 miles per gallon, his fuel cost would drop to about $1,750, saving $1,500 per year. Now he has $1,500 to spare, and 4 days per year when he can't quite fit everything he needs to haul into his Toyota Matrix. That is $375 per day. He has to either rent or borrow a truck to carry this stuff or pay for a delivery truck, and he gets paid $375 to do it. Assuming the borrowing takes 4 hours longer than using his own truck, he is getting $93.75 per hour for his Hasselhoff abilities, compared to the $22 per hour that he gets at work. Now that you see where I'm coming from, you can see that you also are getting a raise over your day job by going to the grocery store and spending the time to get yourself a bike. But what about the biggest hassle listed above, moving to a new house? It sounds like a big project, but I've done it a few times, currently on my third owned house and ninth address, including rentals over the past 15 years. So on the most recent move, I actually kept a work log of how much time it takes to move. I included sprucing up the old house for sale or rent, house shopping, getting a mortgage and going to 2 closings, packing up the old house, doing the move in a $50 rented U-Haul truck, and unpacking into the new house. Overall, it took about 200 person hours, equal to about 1 month of office work including commuting, or 1 month of the average American couple's combined television watching. If this couple considers themselves professional Hasselhoffs and is earning $22 each per hour, then the move costs them $4,400 of their time. If they are buying and selling a $250,000 house and they lose 6% in realtor commissions and other closing costs, that adds $15,000. Yeesh, that's about $20,000 in total. Will they ever get that back? The short answer is yes. Making a move like this actually saves them about $1,600 a month, enough to pay for the $20,000 in relocation costs and have about $1,450 a month left over to turbocharge their stash. Using my usual 10-year example, this family who moves closer to work will be about $256,000 richer after 10 years just for moving. This is a gigantic part of what anyone needs to retire. My job as Mr. Money Mustache is to teach you that whenever you hear the hassle bell ringing and trying to sway your purchasing decisions, make sure you sit down with a calculator and see if it's actually a hidden opportunity to increase your pay as a Hasselhoff. If you'd like some help with the calculation and some free entertainment to go with it, send me a comment with your own situation and we'll see how we can increase your pay. You just listened to the post titled Unleash Your Inner Hasselhoff for Greater Riches by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. I really like that one because it makes you think about work and your salary in a different way. When people change jobs for better pay, they don't necessarily take into account that the commute is going to be 30 minutes longer each way, which ends up being an hour of extra work technically, since driving to work should count as part of it. Not to mention gas and more mileage on the car, additional stress, and more. And when you factor those things in financially, you might end up seeing that you're actually making less money per hour. It's a crazy thing and definitely worth the consideration. And you know what else is worth the consideration? Joining my weekly newsletter. If you don't like the idea of texting optimal to 44222, you can also join by visiting me online at oldpodcast.com. Now, if you're anything like me, you hate newsletters. They're usually filled with useless information about a company that I don't care about. But the goal of mine is to give you new tips or life hacks that I've found, and you get a small glimpse into my life while you're at it. And the emails are pretty short, and more importantly, they come with free stuff every month for you, the first of which will arrive immediately. So if you want to show your support for this free show that takes me hours every day to put together, I'd love it if you join. Again, you can text OPTIMAL to 44222 or visit me online at oldpodcast.com. I think that's enough for episode 49. Oh man, tomorrow is my first milestone of 50 episodes, which is super crazy. That went by so fast. Maybe I'll do a special episode for that. Maybe. In either case, I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.